and welcome to the Homemade Podcast Sports. This is your host, J Pop. I'm back. And welcome back to the Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, J Pops. Guys, that was a long bye week. I will say that. That was a long bye week. But I'm back. We're back. Aggie fans, where you at? Come on back to the podcast, people. This is the Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, J Pops. Once again, that was a long bye week. But now we're here. What's crazy about it is that I didn't know that Arkansas had went on a bye week too. To Arkansas fans, if you're listening, hey, come on back, people. And this is hashtag BHTO Arkansas. Beat the heck out of Arkansas. So it's going to be a fun, interesting week. I have a lot of things to get to. Of course, I will not get to everything on today, but I have a lot. I have a lot to think about. Also, if you guys are tuning in, to the ones that's been here, I thank you once again. I thank you guys. As you can see, I've changed the whole thing up. I told you guys I was going on a bye week, and when I came back, it was going to be a little bit different. I had to go and clear my mind on some things, of course, and I had to go and get some shit together. That's just what it was. A&M was on a bye week, and so was I. So I got a whole lot of things together. I have a whole lot of things to say. I sat down and I got a chance to review the Arkansas game and things like that. I also got to review our game one more time against Mississippi State. And I will say this, people. We won the game, by all means, okay? The defense made the statement, just like I had told you on the last podcast about a week ago. We won the game. But do we need to fix some things? Yes. So on this latest edition of the Homemade Podcast Sports, this will be the trick or treat. Trick or treat. Will Texas A&M trick us all, or will Texas A&M treat us all? I don't know, but we're going to find out. We're going to find out through the rest of the season, because I will say this: the first half of the season is done with. Now we're moving to the second. This is when things really get interesting. Good part about it is that it's a conference only, and we don't have to see no other teams but the teams within our conference. Also, in other news, and this is not pertaining to Texas A&M, but this young man was a high Texas A&M recruit at once upon a time, and he's also a Texas native. Prayers. Big prayers goes out into the ones that have not heard the news yet. Big prayers to Jalen Waddle, the wide receiver at Alabama. That guy broke his ankle on the very first play of the kickoff. The game hadn't even started fresh yet, man. It was one of those freak accident plays where he got tackled and his foot just got tangled under the defender's body. So prayers to that young man for a speedy recovery. I just got an update on my, from my phone as well, saying that he had a successful surgery. So prayers to you, young man. Yeah, you play for Alabama. Hell, they got a whole lot more wide receivers than you, but that isn't what we're talking about, man. That isn't the case there. The case is that this is coming from the Aggie community. We hope you get well, young man. Stay safe, get well, and all prayers to you for a speedy recovery. In further news, I have not heard anything about Isaiah Spiller, people. I do not have an injury report of some sort, nowhere at all. But I haven't heard anything, which further lets me know that Isaiah Spiller is ready to go. Come that Arkansas game, Isaiah Spiller is ready to go, people. So we'll be waiting. We're excited. Also, Devin Anuche, Anaya Smith. Hey, It's time. This is the second half of the season. What did I tell you guys? The second half of the season is going to show you what teams have a depth chart and what teams do not. So going forward in this next half, we are now about to see the depth chart of Texas A&M. We're now about to see all of these high 4-star, 5-star recruits that we all have. This will be the trick or treat version. I told you once again. But before we get to the trick or treat, let's talk about some interesting news. So, as you guys have seen lately, the polls have came out. I know a lot of people don't pay attention to polls once again. I do. I can tell you that much. We all do. Why? Because the polls represents the college football playoffs at the end of the day. It does, people. It represents the New Year's 6 games at the end of the day. It does, people. So, what we're going to do is we're going to get into Texas A&M. So, Texas A&M had a bye week, of course. We were at number 11 when we went into that bye week. We moved up to number 7 at one point. Now, we dropped down one spot to number 8. So, now we're number 8 in the polls, which lets me further know that Texas A&M is coming. That needs to let you guys further know that Texas A&M is coming also. All right? So, this is all that I'm saying. Texas A&M is here. They're here. Like I said, the second half of the season is going to solidify a lot of things that either got worked on in a bye week or didn't get worked on in a bye week. Also, it's going to solidify a lot of things as opposed to what is Texas A&M at this point? What is the identity of Texas A&M? Is it a run team, or is it a run pass option team, or is it a passing team? I can tell you right now, passing is out the question. You know, from what we seen in the first half, passing was out the question. But like I say, this is a trick or treat episode, so I'll get down to that in a little bit. Just stay tuned. Stay tuned. Because I have some interesting topics that I want to get to concerning the. So just stay tuned, because I have some interesting topics that I want to get to concerning the passing game. Is it a trick? Is it a trick with the passing game, or is it going to be a treat? We'll get into that just a little bit later. But hold on. So, also in other news. We open up as a huge favorite, a big favorite at that, over Arkansas. So, the Aggies are an 11.5-point favorite in the game. Just before we went on a bye week when we played Mississippi State, we were only a 7.5-point favorite. Now they've moved us up to 11.5-point favorite against Arkansas. I can tell you right now, if we cover that, the SEC West is in for a rude awakening. All I'm saying is this. The depth chart, people, is going to explain a lot of things in the second half of the depth chart. Can we be an 11.5-point favorite? Yes. By all means, we can. Why? Because we have the players to do so. Okay? We have the players to do so. We're going to get into that later on throughout the week. I told you I'm not going to give you everything on today. We're just getting back and we're just getting started. We're just getting back off that bye week. Anywho, the Arkansas game will be on SEC Network. For the guys who did not know already, it's going to be on SEC Network at 6 o'clock or 6:30 p.m. Let me make sure. I believe it's at about 6 or 6:30. Just be looking for it on SEC Network around about that time. All right. So let's keep moving along. Also, they have us projected. This is the Texas A&M projections. They have us projected to get to the Cotton Bowl in a rematch against Oklahoma State if Oklahoma State doesn't continue to go undefeated and win the Big 12. I can tell you right now, if Oklahoma State stays undefeated and wins the Big 12, they will not be in the Cotton Bowl. They will not be in the New Year's 6. Well, they'll actually be in the playoffs. Yeah, that's hard to say, but Oklahoma State will be in the playoffs, people, if they continue and go undefeated. Will they go undefeated in my mind? I do not know, but that's not for me to speak on. As of right now, they look like the best team in the Big 12. I can tell you that. So We don't know, but as of right now, they have us projected to play in the Cotton Bowl against those guys in a rematch game for New Year's Six. All right. Also, don't know if you guys remember the cornerback Scooby Carter. If you guys follow recruiting, then you guys should remember Scooby Carter. He was supposed to be a part of the 2019 class that year. And my goodness, man, everybody should remember this as of when he actually committed to the Aggies, but he decommitted and went to Alabama. Now, at Alabama, we all know that it's a lot of other guys there that just may be better than you. That's just how it is. They just may be downright better than you. And sometimes, in instances, guys just didn't want to wait. In that matter, Scooby Carter, I don't want to say the guy didn't want to wait. Maybe he had difficulties with grades, things like that, because he transferred out, went to junior college, and he went to Mississippi Junior College. But anyways, he got one offer from Ole Miss on today. So also he's starting to, I believe, receive other offers, or other teams are starting to look at him. The thing is that the guy was a high talented 4-star recruit. Hell, I remember the guy because when he committed to us, I was one of the most happiest guys out there. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. But anyways, what's interesting about this is that the reason why they're bringing this up is because Scooby Carter told the actual 247 reporter that he received his first offer from Ole Miss. Other teams were also kind of like, just starting to reach out to him. But the one offer that he did talk about was Texas A&M, because I asked him, hey, well, did others reach out to you? He said he hadn't heard anything from Texas A&M, but he would like to. He would like to. I'm going to say that once again, people, he would like to. Now, the reason why Texas A&M had offered him is because he decommitted the first time. So, of course, I understand why they're not kind of like offering him at this point, which makes a whole lot of sense. Hell, you decommitted from us the first time. But for the simple fact that he still has A&M in the back of his head or on the front of his mind, is that by reading that article, if Texas A&M was to offer him, I believe that guy will commit, and he will be a hard commit, and he will stay committed. I'm going to tell you like this. He was supposed to come in with Eric Young, people. He was supposed to come in with Eric Young and others. That was supposed to be a downright outright hard-nosed defensive unit that was coming in a part of that 2019 class, and in which I was really, really thrilled about with Mike Elko. Because he had put in so much hard work to get that defensive unit in there. And also Terry Price, people. I cannot keep on forgetting about Terry Price and what he's brought to this recruiting also. But that was supposed to be a hard-nosed, downright defensive unit that was coming in a part of that Aggies class. And, of course, Scooby Carter was a part of that. And hell, I remember when the guy had decommitted, and man, when that decommitment happened, man, that there just broke my little heart, because I was looking at we were looking at a potential shutdown recruiting defensive backfield unit that was going to come and be something special in Aggie land. Now I wish he would have stayed with that recruitment, because hell, the guy was going to be damn good, and I know he was. But like I say, just so happened, he went to Alabama and things just didn't work out there. But who's to say that he didn't go to the community college and redeem himself? Hell, I know he did. It's just, I don't know if it may have been like attitude issues or, things like that, or whatever that nature may have been. But who's to say that he didn't go and redeem himself, look even better, things like that. So, Mike Elko, if you're listening, man, Jimbo Fisher, if you're listening, offer him. See what he has to bring. Bring him on out. If they do bring him on out, I will tell you this. He will be a day one starter just like that, because the young man has talent. He has talent. He has a whole lot of talent. Of course, he's been in touch with Nick Saban still and things like that. So I don't know if he may end back up in Tuscaloosa or what. But my Yoko, if you guys are listening, do not let that Texas recruit get from under you. I believe that Jimbo Fisher will offer him, eventually. Then Texas A&M will send an offer out, and he will come and be a part of something special in Aggie Land. I honestly believe that. But anywho, moving along. So on this, like I say, on this latest edition, we're gonna do the trick or treat edition. So one of the tricks is these here. Is Kellen Mond. And this is the trick. We're gonna start off with Kellen Mond here. This is the trick. Is that the last of will this be the last of we see with Kellen Mond and his, playmaking ability, downfield passing ability and things like that? Is that the last of it from the Florida game? Will that be the last? Is he tricking us and saying, well, hey, that was just the first half, this is what you got? Or will he treat us going through the next half, the ending half of the season and say, I told you guys. I told you. That wasn't just the Florida game. This is all out. Will he trick or treat us? Will he trick us? Will he trick us and say, no? That was it. That was all you're going to see. This is the Kellen Mond that you're going to get going for. Or will he treat us? Now this is going to the receivers. Are the wide receiver group of guys tricking us into believing that they're just not really all of that good, or they just can't really make plays like that? Or will they treat us through the rest of the season and say, hey, I told you we were playmakers. I told you we were playmakers. I told you. Also, will a trick be that the Mon Demons weren't going to start for the first half of the season? And will the treat be, here I go, I'm out here now. Will that be the trick? Will that be the treat that the Mon Demon steps on the field, people? And he will be the number one threat going forward throughout the rest of the season. Huh? Will we see that? Another trick. Is Isaiah Spiller really that good? Is Isaiah Spiller really that good? Because in my mind, hell, I know he is. He is a darn beast. He is a darn beast. Or will the treat be, this is what y'all are going to get throughout the rest of the season? Second half, I'm coming back and I'm looking even better. Will that be the treat? Will Isaiah Spiller come back and be even better? This is the second half of the season. People, I keep on telling you that. Will Isaiah Spiller come back and be even better? Could we be looking at a 250 to 300 yard rushing game from Isaiah Spiller alone? Could we be looking at that? Could that be the treat? Could that be the treat? Another trick. Is our offensive line really that good? I told you guys once before, we only giving up 1 sack. In my mind, we got the best offensive line in all of college football. We're only giving up 1 sack and giving up hellacious rushing yards. Or will the treat be, yeah, we're that damn good. We are a jailed unit out here. We are the shit. Walking in every game, each and every Saturday. We are the shit. Nobody breaking through this offensive line ever. We only gave up that 1 sack and it pissed us off. You're not getting another sack after that. Will that be the treat that no, this offensive line is here to stay? And we're going to only get better. We're going to only get better. We're not slowing down. We're not looking back neither. We're not looking back neither at all. We're not looking back at anything. I told you we were the best, and shit, this is just what you're going to get. We are the best. Come on and deal with it. Another trick. Is our defensive line really that good? DeMarvin Lee, is he really that good? Michael Clem, is he really that good? Bobby Brown, is he really that good? Fidel Diggs, he hadn't came in yet, but he will. Will that be the trick? That Fidel Diggs just didn't start through the first half of the season? Or will this be the treat? We're the shit. We're the shit. Those 6 sacks that you got in a Mississippi State game, oh, that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. It's more sacks to come. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing at all. Matter of fact, we're not going to be the only one guys playing through the rest of this season. Will the lineup behind those guys come in and make another impact? Will that be the treat? I told you we have many more guys to come. And this was just only the first part. We're now just getting started. We're now just getting started. That ain't it. That ain't it. We're just getting started. We just had to have a wake-up call in Mississippi State. You guys were the wake-up call. We're just getting started. Now we're really finna start rushing your ass. Now we're really finna start sacking your ass. Now we're really finna start taking down all your running backs, full backs. Whatever you're trying to throw out there in the backfield. Now we're really bubble screens. We're finna start taking that away. We're going to start taking that away because the defensive line is too powerful. Is this the trick? Is this a real SEC defensive line? Is this a real defensive line unit? The treat? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We told you that we were, hey, this is the SEC, and we told you that we were going to build an all-out SEC defensive line, and we're here, people. Hell yeah, we're here, people. You thought what you seen in the first half was something? Oh, wait till you see the second. Wait until you see the second half of the season, and we're just getting started. We're just getting started. Arkansas, we're coming for you. First of all, before I go forward, Arkansas, us Aggie fans and that Aggie football team, those Aggie coaches, they know you circled this game. They know you guys have this game circled on your calendar every year. We know this. And you don't think we're going to show up? Man, please. I heard a guy in the comments on the last podcast that I made, and it was a Arkansas fan. Shout out to the Arkansas fans. He stated that I believe that you guys are being a little bit over too confident. You can never be overconfident. It's just a simple fact that we know that we're better. We know that we have the coaching. And we know that we have the scheme. I'm going to tell you right now, Felipe Franks, I'm not scared of him. We're not scared of him. Felipe Franks haven't shown me anything. I understand you guys have Rakeem Boyd over there that came from Texas. I mean, he's a Texas guy. And most of you guys recruits in Arkansas are all from Texas. I understand that. But this is a rivalry game. And you guys came back to College Station. You guys haven't been in College Station in 8 years. Since 2012. Hopefully, we can come to you guys' stadium next year. Hopefully. I don't know. We'll see how that's going to go. I have no clue why we went to Jerry World in the first goddamn place. But that's Jerry. He was from Arkansas, and he is the #1 booster over there. But anywho, I just wanted to put that out there. So, anywho, another trick. Is that all we're going to see from our linebacker unit? What I mean by that is that all of the defense that we're going to see from that linebacking unit? Is that it? Huh? Or will a treat be that they're a run-stopping linebacking unit? They're a pass-covering linebacking unit. Oh, they're going to make some shutdown plays. Okay, you might get 1 or 2, 3 plays on them here and there that just may be a pop. But once they catch on to what you're doing, they're going to shut your ass down. Is that going to be the treat going forward? Will that be the treat? Will that be the treat going forward that you guys thought you had us? Y'all thought y'all had us. Y'all thought y'all had it, huh? Really? Y'all thought y'all had us, huh? Not today. Not today. No. Trick. Will that be everything that our defensive back unit has to offer? What I mean by that is, will we not stop the pass? Will we not stop the pass throughout the rest of the season? Will we give up big plays the rest of the season? Or will the treat be, that was just the first half. That was just the first half of the season. Now we're getting ready for the second. Will the treat be, I told you guys we had a shutdown unit. I told you guys that we were evaluating the shutdown unit. I told you guys that Brian George was a good corner. I told you guys that Miles Jones, although he had those instances where he just didn't look like he belonged on the field, I told you guys we were here. Leon O'Neal, I told you guys that I was here. Will Leon O'Neal be the man? Will Jalen Jones be the man? Because that guy is getting better every goddamn week. He's making improvement every week. He does something awesome every week. Will the trick be the Alabama game was just a fluke? We gave that up, but that was just a fluke. We were testing something. Will that be the trick? Or will the trick be, we're a whole better unit than that. We're a whole better unit than that. We are a lot better than that. Will that be the trick? Will the trick be we're SEC defensive back unit? And I told you guys that. Will that be the trick going forward? We're an SEC defensive back unit, and I told you guys that. That is what we've been building. That is what we've been building for years. Ever since Mike Elko has stepped on the scene, will Mike Elko say that is what we've been building? I told you guys. Second half of the season, it's when it really, really counts. First half counts too, don't get me wrong on that. But the second half of the season, that's when you got to put your shit out there. That's when you got to put your depth chart out there. You don't want guys getting hurt. You don't want guys not making plays and still out there. You don't want that. You want that other unit that you have sitting in a reserve to come on in when they're needed. Hey, come on. Where y'all at? I'm ready for you now. You guys have been sitting down long enough. It's time for you guys to get on up. Let's go play some football. Will we get that? Will we get that? Another trick. And I have one more trick, and that's it. Another trick. Will this be the only points that we can score, which was 4, which was 34, I believe, or 35, which was 34 or 35. Will that be the only points that we can score throughout the rest of the season? Or will the trick be, oh, no. We're going to score way more points than that coming soon. Everybody that's been anticipating the points. Oh, man, we need to score more points than that. We need to score more points than that. Will the trick be, just wait a minute. Hold on. We had to get some stuff together. But come on back. The second half of the season, we're going to start scoring some damn points now. Here we go. Now we finna start running up the scoreboard. Will that be the treat? Is that we're now about to start running up the scoreboard on your ass, and your ass better be ready. Your ass better be ready. Because if you're not, well, that's your fault. And then our fault at the end of the day, that's all on you. We had nothing to do with it. Will that be the treat? Will it be? One more trick. Will the trick be is that we're really not the number 8 team in the country. We're not the 8th best team in the country. Will that be the trick? We're really not the 8th best team in the country, people. Will that be the trick? We're really not the 8th best team in the country. Or will it be the treat is that motherfucker excuse my language, we're better than number 8. We were a top 5 unit at the end of the day, a top 10 football team. Don't get me wrong by all means, but we were better than number 8, and y'all were wrong for ranking us at number 8. Will that be the treat going forward is that we ain't the 8th best damn team. No, we're probably number 5 or number 6 going throughout the remainder of the season. And I'm going to tell you like this. The remainder of our schedule has no ranked opponents. None. None at all. But don't get me wrong. Not overlooking anybody because they're all SEC opponents at the end of the day. We still have LSU and we still have Auburn. South Carolina has now showed you that they went back to South Carolina. I have no clue what's going on with their team, but that's them. Tennessee has showed you that they have now went back to Tennessee. Have no clue what's wrong with their team. Arkansas, we will see on this weekend come Halloween. We will see. Who else do we have on there? Ole Miss. That team is just I don't know. Matt Corral has his up and down days, I guess. So I don't know. Treat though, will we really show you that we're better than a number 8 team at the end of the day? And a bonus trick or treat. The bonus trick. Are we really a 3-1 team? That's the trick. Are we really a 3-1 team? Or will it be a treat as opposed to we're going to go 9-1? We're going to go 9-1. Will that be the treat? 9-1, people, with a conference only. First time ever, conference only. Will that be the treat that Texas A&M was what I said and what I thought they was, and which was the second best team? And I honestly said the first or second, though. Will the treat be 9-1? In the simple fact of that, I and others told you guys that we were the second best team in the SEC West. Told you guys we were the second best team. We told you. You guys didn't want to believe us. We told you that was a treat. You guys didn't want to believe. I mean, we made you believe. We made you believe. We made you believe and we showed you. Will that be the treat? We will see coming soon. We will see coming soon. But that's all I have for you guys on today. That is all that I have. Of course, on tomorrow, I will be back and I will be going through some statistical stats. We'll be getting down to the Arkansas game, people. Once again, that is on Halloween Day, October 31st. Today's date, though, is October 26, 2020 in Houston, Texas, people. And I love it out here. Starting to go into the fall weather. We finally have the fall weather now. So on Saturday night, that weather should be perfect for Texas football. It should be perfect for Texas A&M football. This is Texas weather. So it should be perfect. And I'm ready for it. I'm ready. Aggie fans, get ready for it. Please, please, please. But once again, this is the Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, J Pops. Guys, I thank you all for tuning in and sticking with me. We're off of the bye week. No more bye weeks going forward. None at all until we get up into, like bowl season and things like that. But no more bye weeks, people. No. So we be running this thing Monday through Thursday. Sunday is the overreaction. Please leave your email addresses and things or contact information, period, if you want to be on the overreaction part. Please do that, guys. Please do it. Once again, this is the Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, J Pops. Guys, please follow me on Facebook at JPops or hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Also, follow me on Twitter at JPops05 and also on Instagram at JPops2020. Once again, it's the Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, J Pops. Hashtag Giga Maggis. Second half of the season. And thank you guys for tuning in to the hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Please, guys, subscribe to the YouTube page and also follow me on Twitter at JPops, on Instagram at JPops, and also on Facebook at hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Thank you guys once again. Hashtag Giga Maggis.